Citizens of the United States, and greetings, citizens of West Warwick, Rhode Island. I am anonymous. I am the anonymous white horse. I forgive the forgiving. I don't forget. We are not legion. Expect us. Brothers and sisters of Rhode Island, domestic abuse has plagued West Warwick, surrounding communities, and most of Rhode Island. I ask the women that participate and make a partner in an abusive cycle to take a stand. I ask the women to not initiate the verbal and emotional abuse or in response to their man, and please stop. Do a self-inventory. Stop using the words always and never. These words are abusive. For example, if you say, "You never listen to me," that is an untrue statement. Or if you say, "You always ignore me," that is also a hurtful statement. This can start a cycle of abuse. Verbal abuse. Finger-pointing statements like, "You never paid the bills." There are better ways to become an articulate talker without abuse. Verbal abuse includes sarcastic comments, lies, ignoring, and ignoring a person without talking is also abuse. Belittling comments are abuse that women use also. For example, like, "You are stupid." This is a belittling comment and is unwarranted. The key for women to stop initiating the abuse is to remove a step in the cycle of abuse. First, there is verbal abuse in a situation, and there is an emotional abuse. As the insults, hurt, and emotional pain escalate in both the women and the man, the rejection and frustration leads to physical abuse. A vicious 5-step cycle that feeds upon our lives. Step 1 is verbal abuse. Step 2 is emotional abuse. Step 3 is physical abuse. Step 4 is a makeup session, like makeup sex. Step 5 is a honeymoon syndrome that lasts a little while until verbal abuse returns. And it starts the whole system and cycle all over again. It is a curse, a generational curse that is passed down from childhood, from both of your parents, and may I repeat, the both of your parents. How do you end the curse of domestic abuse? Stop ignoring your partner. That's one thing. Stop sarcastic comments. Stop using finger-pointing statements. Stop giving ultimatums. For example, "You better clean the house or you're not getting this." That is an ultimatum. Stop the madness of verbal abuse and re-raise yourselves. Wipe out all the stuff you've learned from your parents if they were abusive. Your parents were wrong because they did these things. They did some of them. This is not a curse from God. It is a curse from the lack of wisdom inspired by God, by men that wrote books of wisdom, by advocates that have tried to communicate about domestic violence to men, as the men are the most arrested people for domestic abuse. The other participant does not address the same issues. The women, they do not get the classes and they do not conform, but yet they still participate. They are not victims if they participate. A victim unknowingly becomes a victim. But if you are participating in lies, finger-pointing statements, if you are rejecting your partner and ignoring them to make them feel hurt and trying to get them to submit, then you are a participant, not a victim. Women, please stand up and change your ways also. Stand up against domestic abuse. Coach your friends and other women and explain how physical abuse can be prevented. It can be prevented by taking one of the pieces out of the cycle, and that is the emotional and verbal abuse. Do not get tricked into responding to verbal abuse. Use articulate language, and you will turn around and remove one of the steps of the cycle of abuse. Using rejection and ignoring will not work. It is the number one abuse. It hurts the most. Communication and trust will be established when verbal abuse is removed from the vicious cycle. By removing verbal abuse, the house of abuse and cycle will fall. A house divided among itself cannot stand. Cast out the demons of abuse and abusive statements, and you will see success. Grandfathers, sons, grandmothers, daughters, please unite. Moms and daughters, unite. Sons and fathers, unite. Because I know the moms and daughters are not as close as the moms and the sons. And I know the sons and their fathers are not as close as the mothers and their sons. The fathers and daughters are closer with each other. Please, sons and fathers unite, moms and daughters unite. And please use a daily constant effort to change and rise from the ashes of domestic abuse. Please share this video with 2 or 3 people if you are guilty of any of the abuses discussed in this video. And share this video if you are a participant, not a victim. If you are a participant in a relationship that has abuse. There are no victims of domestic abuse except the children. You are all participants of your own free will. And that I took the time to make this video. So please share it to 3 people. May God bless your ability to constantly change for the better. May peace be with you. I am the anonymous white horse. I forgive the forgiving. I do not forget. I am not legion. Expect me.